The world awoke to a void. Pope Francis, shepherd of 1.4 billion souls, was gone. A hush fell over St. Peter's Square, the silence echoing the loss felt across the globe. On that somber Easter Monday, the Catholic Church mourned. The world mourned. Francis, the people's pontiff, had breathed his last. His papacy, a beacon of humility and compassion, had ended. The bells of St. Peter's tolled, a mournful symphony carried on the wind, a requiem for a man who had touched countless lives. His passing was not unexpected. The frail pontiff, burdened by age and illness, had shown signs of fading. Yet the finality of his departure struck a chord deep within the hearts of believers and non-believers alike. The world had lost a leader, a voice of conscience in an increasingly uncertain time. Years of relentless service had taken their toll. Respiratory ailments, a constant companion, had plagued him. A lingering pneumonia earlier in the year had foreshadowed the inevitable. His hospitalization, a 38-day ordeal, had alarmed the world. Whispers of his mortality had echoed through the Vatican. He had faced his frailty with grace, a testament to his unwavering faith. On that fateful April day, his heart, burdened by age and the weight of his responsibilities, finally gave way. A stroke, swift and merciless, extinguished the light of his life. He died as he had lived, in the humble surroundings of Casa Santa Marta, a servant of God till the end. The ancient rituals of transition commenced. Cardinal Kevin Joseph Farrell, himself an American, assumed the mantle of Camerlengo, guiding the Church through the interregnum. The weight of history, the future of the faith, rested on his shoulders. The world watched, waited, speculated. Who would ascend to the throne of St. Peter? From the sacred college, gathered in solemn conclave, emerged a startling answer. For the first time, an American pope. Robert Prevost, a man of quiet strength and deep faith, took the name Leo XIV. His election sent shockwaves through the Catholic world. A new era had begun, an era ripe with possibilities, fraught with uncertainty. The world, still reeling from the change, sought answers in ancient prophecies. Centuries-old verses of Nostradamus, whispered and debated, took on a new urgency. The seer's cryptic pronouncements on the old pope and the rise of a successor who would weaken his seat fueled speculation. Was this new pontiff, this American pope, the one foretold? The prophecy's mention of a black pope added to the intrigue. Was this a literal reference to skin color, or a metaphorical allusion to a darker force within the Church? The rumor mill churned. The faithful, their faith tested, searched for meaning in the unfolding events. Were these the signs of the end times, the harbingers of tribulation? Or was this a new chapter, a chance for renewal and redemption? Section 5. The American Pope, Harbinger of Change. Pope Leo XIV's election was not just a seismic shift for the Church, it was a tectonic plate movement in global politics. His every word, every action would be analyzed for its impact on the world stage. Would he, with his American perspective, steer the Church towards a more liberal stance on social issues? Or would he adhere to traditional doctrines, solidifying the Church's conservative stance? The weight of expectation, the hopes and anxieties of billions rested on his shoulders. His papacy was not merely a religious event, it was a global phenomenon. His first pronouncements, measured and conciliatory, offered glimpses of his vision. He spoke of unity, of dialogue, of a church that embraced the marginalized and challenged injustice. The world watched, waited, prayed. Section 6. Across the Divide, the Vatican and the Donald. The relationship between the Vatican and the United States had always been complex, a delicate dance between faith and politics. Now, with an American pope, the dynamics shifted dramatically. The specter of Donald Trump, the brash and unpredictable former president, loomed large. His brand of populism, his divisive rhetoric had left their mark on American society. Would Leo XIV challenge Trump's legacy? his policies that often clashed with Catholic social teaching? Or would he, as some feared, align himself with the conservative wing of the American church, tacitly endorsing Trump's views? The world held its breath. The first test of this unprecedented papacy might well come from within the church's own backyard. Section 7. The weight of prophecy, the burden of the times. The prophecies of Nostradamus, the apocalyptic pronouncements of Scripture, added an unsettling backdrop to these turbulent times. Were these events mere coincidences, or were they the first tremors of an approaching storm? The Book of Revelation, with its vivid imagery of the four horsemen, the trumpets of judgment, and the final battle between good and evil, haunted the collective consciousness. Were these the end times, as some proclaimed? The faithful grappled with their fears, seeking solace in prayer and Scripture. The world, teetering on the brink of uncertainty, looked to the new Pope for guidance, for reassurance. Leo XIV, thrust onto the world stage at this pivotal moment, carried the weight of prophecy and the burden of history on his shoulders. Could he navigate the treacherous currents of our time and lead the Church, and perhaps the world, towards a brighter future? Section 8. The future of faith, a world watching. The election of an American Pope, a first in the long history of the Catholic Church, had ushered in an era unlike any other. The eyes of the world, the hopes and fears of billions were fixed on this new pontiff, this unexpected shepherd. His every word, every gesture was scrutinized for clues to his intentions, his vision for the Church and its place in the world. Would he be a force for change, a champion of social justice and interfaith dialogue? Or would he hew to tradition, reinforcing the Church's stance on controversial issues, potentially alienating those seeking a more inclusive and compassionate faith? The world watched, waited, prayed. The future of the Catholic Church, its relevance in a rapidly changing world, hung in the balance. Section 9. At the crossroads of history, we stand at a crossroads. The papacy of Francis, a time of humility and outreach, has given way to the enigmatic reign of Leo XIV. An American pope, an unprecedented event, has reshaped the global landscape. Nostradamus' cryptic verses, the apocalyptic warnings of Scripture, echo in our ears. Are we witnessing the birth pangs of a new world, a world transformed by faith, or are we marching towards a precipice, a future shrouded in uncertainty? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the world will never be the same. The election of Leo XIV, the shadow of prophecy, the weight of history, these forces have set in motion a chain of events that will reverberate for generations to come. The future of faith, the destiny of humanity, hangs in the balance. We can only watch, pray, and hope that our leaders, both temporal and spiritual, have the wisdom and courage to guide us through these turbulent times.